केंद्रीय विद्यालय संगठन, Zonal Institute of Education and Training Mumbai presents video course presentation, class 10th, subject science. Chapter 1, Chemical Reactions and Equations. This is session 7th of total 8 sessions. Exothermic and endothermic reactions. When we go forward in this video, we will discuss about energy changes which remain associated with chemical reactions. Targeted learning outcomes. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand what are exothermic and endothermic reactions. You will be able to analyze energy changes that accompany chemical reactions and will able to classify them as exothermic or endothermic reactions, and will develop the skills of analysis, application and problem solving. Recall activity 1.3, which deals with reaction of zinc with dilute sulfuric acid. As a result, hydrogen gas was formed, and it was one of the observations that conical flask in which reaction took place becomes hotter as a result of chemical reaction. Indicate that heat is given out during this chemical reaction, and as a result temperature of the flask rises. Reactions in which heat is released along with the formation of products are called exothermic chemical reaction. Exo means out, thermic means heat. When heat is released, heat is given out, those reactions are exothermic chemical reactions. Now recall activity 1.1, burning of magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon burns with dazzling flame. Here heat released in the form of light. This is also an exothermic reaction. Now recall activity 1.4, which deals with reaction of quicklime with water to form slacklime, and you all have seen that during this reaction heat was given out. Similarly, burning of natural gas is an exothermic reaction. In fact, all combustion reactions are exothermic reactions. The decomposition of vegetable matter into compost is also an example of an exothermic reaction. Do you know that respiration is an exothermic process? Similarly, nuclear fission reactions are highly exothermic in nature. Now we know quite a lot about exothermic reactions. But in our previous videos, we have studied decomposition reactions, and we know that whenever decomposition reactions take place, energy is absorbed in the form of heat, light or electricity. Those reactions in which energy is absorbed are known as endothermic reactions. Endo means in, thermic means heat. Heat is absorbed during these reactions. As a result of this absorption of heat from the surroundings, temperature decreases significantly. In our previous videos, we performed activities 1.1, 1.3 and 1.4. All these are examples of exothermic reactions. Now let us study one endothermic reaction as given in your NCERT book at page number 10. It deals with reaction of barium hydroxide with ammonium chloride. As a result, barium chloride and ammonium hydroxide are formed, and there is sharp decrease in temperature. Let us see this activity. Endothermic reactions are relatively less common. Few more examples. Reaction of potassium chloride with ammonium nitrate to form potassium nitrate and ammonium chloride. Reaction of barium hydroxide with ammonium nitrate to form barium nitrate and ammonium hydroxide. And well-known process, photosynthesis. It is also endothermic in nature. Physical processes can be endothermic as well, like the melting of ice to form water, evaporation of liquid water forming water vapor, and sublimation of solid carbon dioxide. An instant cold pack is a perfect example of an endothermic reaction. There are many possible ingredients, but quite oftenly, reaction between solid ammonium nitrate and water is used for this purpose. Cold pack is used as first aid for sports injuries, to manage pain, for inflammation and for swelling. Now the question is, why certain reactions are exothermic and why certain reactions are endothermic in nature? Let us go ahead with this example, burning of natural gas. Let us discuss why this particular reaction is an exothermic reaction. Chemical reaction involves breaking and reformation of bonds to form new substances. To break a bond, energy is consumed, and when new bonds are formed, energy is released. When energy released is higher than the energy consumed, reaction will be exothermic in nature, and when energy consumed is higher than the energy released, that reaction is going to be endothermic in nature. Let us discuss this particular case. With reactants, there are 4 CH bonds and 2 oxygen-oxygen bonds. And with products, there are 2 CO bonds and 4 OH bonds. Here, breaking of bonds require less energy and formation of bond releases more energy, and the cumulative effect is this reaction is exothermic in nature. If the breaking of bonds require less energy and formation of bonds releases more, the excess energy is released into the surroundings in the form of heat. That is why temperature increases when exothermic reactions take place. If the breaking of bonds require more energy and formation of bond releases less energy, the shortfall of energy is absorbed from the surroundings. That is why temperature drops. It is concluded that whenever exothermic reactions take place, energy is released because the total energy of the products is less than the total energy of the reactants. These reactions increases the temperature of their surrounding area, thereby creating a heating effect. Whenever endothermic reactions take place, energy is absorbed because the total energy of the products is more than the total energy of the reactants. These reactions lower the temperature of their surrounding area, thereby creating a cooling effect. In general, most combination reactions are exothermic in nature. Why? As combination reactions involve the formation of new bonds, and this process releases a large amount of energy in the form of heat. But not always. There are few exceptions, like uncatalyzed synthesis of nitric oxide from nitrogen and oxygen. This is combination reaction but an endothermic reaction. In general, decomposition reactions are usually endothermic. Since a decomposition reaction involves breaking bonds of a large molecule to form 2 or more smaller products. More bonds are broken than are formed, which means that the reaction will require a net input of energy, making it endothermic in nature. But yes, Again, exceptions. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, ozone, and nitric oxide are exothermic reactions. Displacement reactions are always exothermic in nature. When we drop sodium peace in water, this reaction is highly exothermic in nature. Double displacement reactions can either be exothermic or endothermic in nature, depends on reactants and products. Neutralization reactions are exothermic in nature, as strong acid and strong base undergoes complete dissociation in aqueous medium and no formal bonds are being broken. And when H ions and OH ion interact to form water, strong bonds are formed and lot of energy is released. Precipitation reactions can either be endothermic or exothermic. Like first reaction is exothermic in nature and the second one is endothermic in nature. To conclude, what I want to add that noting the temperature before and after a reaction is a simple way of establishing if a reaction is exothermic or endothermic. Thank you very much. In our next and final video, we are going to deal with redox reactions.